Now coming to the theory part, the structure and functional unit of nervous system is what? It is a neuron. So the structure of the neuron in little detail you can see here. It is divided into two parts which I have already shown you, a cyton, cell body, and the axon on the other side. So first of all, let's explain this cyton. The other names of cyton are perikaryon. It's also called as the soma or the cell body. The shape is variable. It has variable shapes. It can be rounded, it can be polygonal, it can be oval, or it can be pyramidal also. The size is 4 μm to 135 μm in diameter. This is in diameter given. Now the cytoplasm is granular cytoplasm of the cyton, and we call it neuroplasm. Now the structure of the neuroplasm, you can say which is the cytoplasm of the cyton. It has the following parts which are there. So let's just see. The neuroplasm has nucleus present, it has the nasal granules, it has the neurofibrils present. So all these we will be doing one by one. So first of all, nucleus with centrally placed nucleolus, so large nucleus actually. And then you can see the next one. The next one is it has numerous fine threads which are called as the neurofibrils to conduct the nerve impulses. Okay, so this is the second thing which is present. Then next are the nasal granules. Nasal granules are small basophilic granules, also called as the trigoid granules. We also call them. They are also of various shapes. They are composed of rough endoplasmic reticulum, which means that it has ribosomes present. Whenever we say ribosomes, it means it is the site of protein synthesis. And they also secrete enzymes for the synthesis of, you can say, for the synthesis of neurotransmitters. Now when the person is under fatigue or has some injury to the nervous system or to the nerve cells, at that time these you can say at that time these nasal granules disappear, and later on you can say they reappear. So this is their property. So this is regarding the nasal granules. Now after nasal granules we have we move on to the I think I have told you about neurofibrils, otherwise I am just telling you. Then the next part was the fine threads which are called as the neurofibrils to conduct nerve impulses. I actually told you, but doesn't matter. Now let's move on to the fourth content. The fourth content of you can say this neuron is the neuroplasm. The neuroplasm with large number of mitochondria. Now whenever we say mitochondria, it means they are going to provide energy for the impulse conduction, nerve impulse conduction. So, and then you can say a mature neuron without centriole. If it is without centriole, because when it becomes mature, the centriole disappears, therefore it is unable to divide, cannot divide. Then, or other structures which are present are melanophores. They are lipochromes. Melanophores with melanin pigments and lipochromes with yellow or orange pigments may also be present. Then we move on. So this is all about the neuron, to the cell body, the neuron. Now coming to the nerve processes. So one or more protoplasmic processes, you can say, arising from the cytons. As I showed you, dendrites or the dendron, you can say this one. See, the dendrites and the axon. This is what I am explaining here. So you can see the dendrites here. All the dendrites are afferent in nature, whereas the axon, they are efferent. Now what is the meaning of these words? Afferent, it means they conduct nerve impulses towards the cyton. Whereas in dendrites, both nasal granules and neurofibrils are present, and they are always non-modulated. Okay, and here if you talk about axon, in axon you can say it is a single long cylindrical process. This is its main function is to conduct nerve impulses away from the cyton. That's why it is efferent in nature. This is the longest nerve process. It may be as long as 1 meter or more than 1 meter. Legs, in the legs of man, they are of this size, whereas the diameter of the axon is 0.1 to 10 μm. You have to learn this in humans, whereas in other vertebrates it is 25 μm. Then we have, I'll just show you, this is also given in your book. You can see that there are giant axons also present. Annelids and crustaceans have giant axons. They are, you can say, the axons of loligo, the giant squids. So there the size naturally will be quite large, 1500 μm diameter there, you can see. And then there are other, you can say, there are a number of branches called terminal arborizations. They give rise to terminal arborizations. Axons may give rise to side branches. If they give a side branch, we call them collateral. So from where will the side branch arise? It is going to arise from the node of Ranvier. Okay, and then finally we have the axonal endings. We call them telodendria, and the telodendria or the telodendric branches at the end have knob-like, you can say, structures called as the synaptic knobs. We call them button terminix also. The main function is to, you can say, to release the neurotransmitter at the time of nerve impulse conduction. Okay, so and then we have the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane of the axon is also called as the exolemma, and that while the cytoplasm is called as the exoplasm. So the exoplasm part has neurofibrils and mitochondria, while the nasal granules and the Golgi elements are absent in the exoplasm. The part of the cyton from where the axon arises is a protuberance. This is that protuberance, we call this axon hillock. So you can see the neuron part showing the nasal granules. So cyton part has the nasal, you can see shown, these are the nasal granules, whereas here the same neurofibril also shown. Actually both of them are together present. This is just to make things clear, but otherwise both the neurofibrils and the nasal granules are present in the axon. Okay, then let's move on to the arrangement of neurons. The neurons may lie end to end, means like a line forming a chain, or maybe you can see aggregate into cell mass. So they may aggregate together to form a cell mass. The cell mass in the brain or the spinal cord is called as the nucleus, while a cell mass of sensory neurons, if it is outside the central nervous system, in cranial and spinal nerves, it is called as the ganglion. Okay, so in the brain and the spinal cord, means central nervous system, is called nucleus, aggregation of the nerve cells, whereas in the cranial and spinal nerves it is called as the ganglion. It is outside the central nervous system then. So here you can see we are just going to end up this. Here finally about you can say 5,000 about 5,000 neurons are there. Each neuron receives a nerve impulse through its dendron.